New York is a city that's vibe and energy is impossible to match anywhere in the world. Anyone living in the city will give you different reasons as to why they love living there, and very few people will have bad things to say about it. Life moves fast. The skyscrapers tell us about the business community that do not have to wait and enjoy the views. It does not take away from the expression of the Big Apple. So in this video, we are going on a virtual tour to New York City, a bit of the history behind the nickname, and everything you can do on your next trip there to make your visit the most memorable. Before we jump into the video, I just want to say thank you all for the support and love. If you are new here to Peak Escapes, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow and make more amazing content just for you. That being said, let's start the video. Let's start with a bit of history. Why NYC is called the Big Apple. After the state of Washington, the state of New York was the largest apple producer in the country. But the name had nothing to do with the production of fruit. The moniker first gained popularity with horse racing. Around 1920, New York City newspaper reporter John Fitzgerald, whose beat was the track, heard African-American stablehands in New Orleans say they were going to the Big Apple, a reference to New York City, whose racetracks were considered big-time venues. Fitzgerald soon began making mention of the Big Apple in his newspaper columns. In the 1930s, jazz musicians adopted the term to indicate New York City was home to big league music clubs. It became a thing to call NYC the Big Apple, but the name faded over time before it resurfaced in the 1970s to spin off the image of New York City for tourism promotion. Charles Gillett, president of the New York Convention and Visitors Bureau, created the campaign since the name stuck. But here is an interesting fact. Long before the city was named the Big Apple, for a brief while, it was called New Orange. The history behind it is that in 1673, the Dutch captured New York from the English and dubbed it New Orange in honor of William III of Orange. However, the following year the city reverted to English control and its former name. Fast forward to today, New York looks nothing like it used to be in the 1930s or even in the 70s, and now it is known for many reasons behind the horse racing and jazz music. It has something for everyone. It is one of the most diverse cities in the world. It is considered the capital of the world due to multiculturalism. For many centuries, people from around the world migrated to New York, seeking a better life, which led to yet another nickname, the Melting Pot. It has been the land where dreams come true. This led to 1/3 of the city's population being born outside of the US. Another interesting thing about New York is that due to the diverse set of population, more than 600 languages are spoken here, meaning no matter where you are coming from, you will find someone who speaks your native language. The food is just amazing. Everything is globally inspired. Want something Asian, Arabic, Middle Eastern, local, Italian? No matter what your appetite is, you can find something worth writing home about. Well, at this point, my excitement for the city can spoil several things for you, so let's move on to another subject. Everything you can do on your next visit to NYC. And remember, you can be a tourist in a city or even a country that you've lived in your whole life. Our routine sometimes keeps us from exploring the best of what our local area has to offer. So don't limit yourself to visit NYC only because you've lived elsewhere all your life. Okay, let's get started. Number 1. The Statue of Liberty. The first thing any visitor thinks of seeing is the Statue of Liberty. The dramatic, iconic, and copper-green Statue of Liberty dominates a small island in New York Harbor and casts its protective shadow over neighboring Ellis Island, the site of a stirring immigration museum. Still symbolic today, they together served as an uplifting gateway through which over 12 million immigrants passed from 1892 to 1924. Number 2. The Empire State Building. The pictures don't do justice with the grand scale of the Empire State Building. It has been the tallest building in the world for a long time and has been standing since 1931 and hasn't lost its prominence in the skyline of New York City ever since. You can enjoy the 360-degree view, 86th floor deck, and indoor 102nd floor observatory are breathtaking. particularly at sunset. Look to the northeast at the Art Deco Chrysler Building, another spired once world tallest wonder. Number 3. Tour the vast collections at NYC's major museums. The Met is New York City's most visited museum, for very good reasons. 5,000 years of art from all over the world, 2 million individual objects, and 17 acres of exhibition space. Directly across Central Park from the Met is another significant museum with broad scope, a whopping 34 million artifacts, the American Museum of Natural History, where your ticket grants you access to more than 50 exhibits. Number 4. The dazzling lights of Times Square. The neon lights really do shine bright on Broadway, especially in Times Square at the heart of the world's most celebrated theater district. Day and night, it's billboarded sensory overload. Number 5. Support conservation at Bronx Zoo and New York Botanical Gardens. Who'd have thought the US's biggest and oldest zoo is in New York City? The conservation-minded Bronx Zoo hosts 6,000 plus animals on 265 acres of specially designated habitats. Adjacent to it is the New York Botanical Garden, a 250-acre year-round nature showcase with dozens of indoor and outdoor gardens included in your ticket. Number 6. Go to a game at one of the city's stadiums. New Yorkers take outside pride in their sports teams, so how better to absorb the city's energy than at a game? The Bronx's Yankee Stadium and Mets Citi Field in Queens are grand open-air stadiums, while Manhattan's Madison Square Garden, home of the Knicks and Liberty basketball and Rangers hockey, and Brooklyn's futuristic Barclays Center, where the Nets basketball and Islanders hockey teams play, are enclosed. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you subscribe for more awesome videos coming to this channel. Hit that like button, and please share with us what you love the most about New York City in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on our next adventure.